Okay, so I'm just going to take this meat here. I already have 3 eggs. This is 3 pounds of meat, 3 eggs, ketchup, and some Italian seasoning in here. I am going to mix this up, and I'm going to put some oats as well that I made into like oat flour. I don't know how much. Maybe like a cup or so. And I'm going to mix this all together. I am making, I'm going to make this into a couple different things. So I'm going to make some like smaller meatloaves, and then I'm also going to make some meatballs. And hopefully we'll get these trays done. This is supposed to be a Christmas present, and it's like the day before we're going to see my son and his wife. Everyone's getting ready to go outside, so they're having a loudness before they go outside. So my son and his wife, these are meals for them. And I'm running a little behind, but that's okay. We'll get it done. I got the 30 chicken meals already in the freezer, and then all these ones are going to be beef meals. So I have the hamburger here. Hi guys, and yet again, I forgot to do an intro to this video. So I am Mama Bear to many. I am a mom to 14 children. 12 of our children are still here at home. But today I'm actually doing meals for my son and his wife who do not live in this house anymore. They have their own house. So I'm doing this for Christmas, and these are individual meals that could be for 1 or 2 people. So we did 30 meals before, all chicken meals, and I will drop a link in the description box below with those meals on it. So now I'm finishing up. Most of these are, I think 15. I forgot how many I did. I believe that I did 25. Is that right? Let's see. We did 30 before, so maybe 20. So we are doing some meat. Yes, 25. Anyway, somewhere between 20 and 30 meals. Yeah, I could have edited that whole thing out, but that's like me. So I figured that I would just leave it in there so you could see some stuff that I do edit out. It is 21 meals, and I think that's why it totally like got my brain kafunkled, because I normally like to do things in 10s or 5s, so it makes it easier for me to remember things. And I did these meals like in 4s, and then like 1 had a 5, and then I was confused because I thought that I was supposed to have 20 dishes left because I bought 50 dishes, but then I knew it was more than 20, so I was so confused. So we're going to do those meals today, so if you want to join us, come along. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking these mini trays, and I am just going to divide some of this into each one. I want it to be I don't want it too full. I want it full, but I want it so that I can put my little thing on top, because I overfilled them last time when it came to the chicken thing, so I think that's good there. And I'll just do that with the rest of these. So I'm going to do 5 of these ones. And these will be like mini meatloaves for them, which is awesome. This probably would do 2 of them, because this is probably about a half a pound of meat per batch here. Because 3 pounds is 5 containers. So it's a little over half a pound. So this would actually be like a meal that they could do together. I'm using my camera this time, but it is not working well. Let me see. I don't know. I have to use my camera because my phone is taking forever to upload things, but it could be because of the recent storm that we had as well. Okay, so we got these 5, and I will be back with something. A hamburger over on the stove, and it just has 2 pounds of hamburger with onion in it. And then I'm going to take this bowl here, And I'm going to take the cream of mushroom soup. Grab a spoon. Stir the meat.
Mama.
Yeah, we will. Alright. That's almost done. And then I'm going to just scoop out this cream of mushroom soup here. It's going to be semi-frozen in mine because I have them out in the garage. So it gets frozen from being out in the garage. Oh, baby fell asleep. So I'm going to let it just thaw out for a minute here and then move on to other things. I think I'll move it over here. Alright, so I'm going to grab 5, I think I'll do 10 of these. I'm trying to do 5 of each, like different type of meal. Let's see, I left 5 after that. I don't know. We'll see what we get. Okay, I am putting half a cup of pasta in each one of these containers. This is regular pasta because there's no like gluten sensitivity. Our house, we actually don't do much pasta at all. If we were to do it, then it would be gluten free. I'm going to do 1 box. So I think I'm going to do 4 each of these because that's how it worked out as far as how many containers I have. So we're going to do 4 each of these. So half of these are going to be using this cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to stir this in, turn it down a little bit. Now, if you're using pasta that's not already hydrated, you got to put in extra fluid in there, but you also have to make sure that you're leaving the space in here. I don't know, am I cutting my head off? I think I am. I'm trying to like do it from across the room. Let's see if I don't cut my head off. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to add some milk in here. Let's start with that, which is about half of a cup. I might use a fork on that one. I'm going to turn, oh, I did turn that off already. So all this is a can of cream of mushroom soup. You could do homemade cream of mushroom soup if you wanted to. I'm just trying to whip these up quick because I have lots to do before Christmas. So there we go. Again, it's a little bit frozen, and that's quite okay. It will turn out fine. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab some of this hamburger from over here, probably about 2 cups, and I'm going to shove it into my dish there. There we go. Into my bowl with my cream of mushroom soup. And I'm just going to mix all this around. And this already absorbed some of that milk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here, and I'll probably put a drizzle of milk back on top after. Maybe I'll do it in here now. So about 3/4 cup there. And my measure is... I lost it already. Alright. So I'm just evening this out in 4 containers. So I'll just do a spoon in each, and then just go back around. That's the easiest way just to even it out, is to do that. Yes, you do hear my kids fighting over gloves. Alrighty, let's see. That right there, that looks good. I'm just gonna spread this all out. Spread this all out. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more milk in there. I don't like the amount of fluid that's in there. I want in each container, I want about like 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, because it's gonna absorb all that. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna take some, I thought I still had it on the computer, but I don't. Alrighty.
Can you take my hair out?
Gonna take your hair out.
Yes. I'm going to put this on.
Oh yes, 1 minute. Let me just put some cheese on these, then I will. I'm just gonna take about 1/2 cup of cheese and throw that on the top here of these ones. Then I'm gonna take her hair out. Alright, we'll see how that happens. So here's the meatloaves. Here's the ones that I just made with the cream of mushroom soup. Now I am working on these ones, which I'm going to put meat in here. So I'm going to do about 1/2 cup in each one. Maybe a little more. Kind of enough to like make the noodles pretty much covered there. Alrighty, that's good. Now I'm just going to take some pasta sauce. This is going to go here. So this quart will do all 4 of these. Oop. There we go. Now I'm going to grab a spoon. I can use this fork, that'll be fine. I just used this one for the last one to smush it down. We're going to smush that down. And this. Alrighty. So there we go with those. And then I'm going to take and top these ones with cheese. Now remember, my sauce is a little thinner than most sauces because it's home canned. You may need to add a little bit of water if you are doing this with not home canned sauce or a thicker sauce, whatever it might be. You might need to add just a little bit of water in each one of those so your noodles cook okay. So that is it so far. So let's go and work on a couple more things. Alrighty, so I am going to make enchiladas over here, and so how I'm going to make my enchilada sauce, I am going to do that from scratch. If I thought about it for somebody else, I probably would have just bought a can of enchilada sauce, but normally I make all these things from scratch. So I don't have any enchilada sauce, and I wasn't thinking of it to put it on my list. I also don't have refried beans, so I will show you my alternative here. So we are just going to, I'm going to follow this recipe as well so that we're all kind of on the same page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with chili powder. That's going to be a tablespoon of chili powder. I might actually do a little bit less because I'm not quite sure how they are with spice. So I'm actually going to do like 1/2 tablespoon, 3/4 maybe, like this.
Can we have hot cocoa, Mom?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then 1 teaspoon of cumin.
She said yes, we can have hot cocoa.
In case y'all want to know, I said yes, they can have hot cocoa. 1 cumin. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to use Italian seasoning. You can use oregano or Italian seasoning. It's just a 1/4 teaspoon. Then I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. 1, 2. It's a little more, but that's okay. And then I'm going to do 1 teaspoon. Please don't try to be louder than me, okay? Thank you. And then I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to get somebody to open this for me. Okay, so then I'm going to add 1/2 quart of chicken broth. That's like 2 cups. And then I'm going to put that on the stove. Oh, my burner actually came on. Awesome. So I'm going to tidy up a bit here. I have these small, yes, these things. I have these from the low carb ones that I bought this shopping period. So I'm just going to use those. But I put them in my oven because they were in the freezer. And I wasn't quite sure what I was doing because, you know, I'm kind of last minute sometimes. So now I'm just going to pull these apart real quick and make sure I can get them apart. So basically an enchilada casserole is really yummy. It's like layered, almost like a lasagna, but it has like taco-y type things. So normally I would use refried beans, but I do not have refried beans, but I do have some black beans, so I will use those. Again, normally if I have refried beans, I'm actually like making a big pot of refried beans. So in a way it's kind of harder for me to cook smaller because I am not as prepared to make big batches of things. Okay, so let's put this here. I'm waiting for that to cook a little bit and I'm cleaning up my space. And I am going to get the ingredients ready to make something with pork. Let me go grab those. Okay, so I'm going to take a teaspoon. Actually, I think it's 1/2 teaspoon. No, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to throw that in the pan. Okay, so I'm going to start layering this up here. I am going to make a layer of hamburger from the rest of that 2 pounds of hamburger, and I'm just going to put a layer in here. About 1/2 cup each on this. They're in the freezer still. Just using my fingers to break up some of the bigger hunks here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of the rotel, it's like peppers and tomatoes together. And I'll do some of each of these on top. You can do your layers however you want to do them, honestly. And then I'm going to add a bit of cheese. Cheese always makes it good. Then I'm going to do another layer. And then this layer I'm going to do beans. So I'm just going to strain these real quick. I'm not straining them, just getting the stuff off the top. And do like 2 scoops on the top of each. Now you can use refried beans as well for this. Normally I do refried beans, but the black beans will taste fine with it as well. So 1 can of beans. Then I'm just gonna spread this around. And then we're going to top this layer with cheese. My son's helping me by putting some hamburgers on the grill for supper tonight, and then I'm going to actually, the next recipe that we're going to do together is pork chops, and he's going to cook them on the grill, so it will be, so when they do these will cook a little bit faster. So I'm just putting this on the top there. And now I'm gonna take my enchilada sauce that I just made, and I'm gonna put that over the top of here. I don't know if I'll actually use the whole amount of enchilada sauce. I might actually. I usually do this recipe times 8, so I'm not quite sure what exactly one recipe of enchilada sauce does. So let's see. I think this will actually, you will do a little schmoozy in there. I think this should be okay. All right. So we did that in there, and then we're gonna top these with cheese, and these are gonna be so yummy. All right. The cheese just melts right through in here, mixes the hamburger and the beans and everything all together, just like a messy taco. And if you're a bigger family, you can do this thing right here into big 9x13, 15x20 pans and freeze them like that as well. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, I didn't even use a whole half of these bags of this. This is what I have left for those. So the last thing that we're going to do is pork. So I am going to make a pork rub. Let me grab a pan for that. Or maybe not a pan. Yeah, I was going to do it in a pan. All right. I have this pan here. Let me readjust you guys. Okay guys, I don't have a lot of small bowls, so I just decided to do this in like a little saucepan here. I am going to start off with I'm doing actually a bunch of these, so you can probably cut this in half, but I'm doing a bunch, and we're gonna have some for supper, and then I'm doing 4 meals for him and his wife. So I'm gonna do 4 teaspoons of sea salt. This is the rub that's gonna go over, and then we'll cook them, and then we'll make a glaze. And the reason that I'm doing these, this is not as simple as a lot of the recipes we're doing, but he came over here one day and he was like, these are so good. So I just wanted to bless him in that way. Then we're gonna do 4 teaspoons of onion powder. Three, 4, you're done with your hot cocoa?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of either Italian seasoning or thyme. I'm using Italian this time. Okay, then I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And then, let me see, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Alrighty, so then all I'm going to do with this is mix it all around a little bit. I know, my fancy stir. And then I'm going to take my pork chops, which are probably still partially frozen, because that's how I tend to do things around here. And I will just coat these like this. And then I'm going to ask my son to grill these real quick. Let me see. I'm looking for a plate or something to put these on. Alright, let me get a plate. I don't know, I might need to make another batch of seasoning, but you guys don't need to watch me do that. I'm just putting them on a plate like this, and I'm going to ask him to grill them. You do not need to do this. I could just put these in the container and then put the maple mustard mix on top of that. He just has the grill going, and we're going to be doing some for supper anyway, so I'm just going to ask if he wouldn't mind doing that. You can also put these in the Instapot. They come out really good in Instapot as well. So whatever you want to do, these are super, super yummy. We did not get that many pork chops from our last pigs. But I'm hoping in the springtime we are going to be putting more in the freezer. And I'm hoping that those ones will we'll be able to get some more pork chops from them. But we did get a lot of sausage, which is super awesome. I am going to take these and then have him grill these ones for me, and then I'm going to make another batch for myself and my family for tonight for supper. I changed my mind because there's a lot of stuff that's on the grill right now, so I'm just going to do a couple for my son and his wife here. I just spilled it all over. I'm good at making a hot mess. So all I'm going to do is take what I have here and I am going to fry it up a bit in a little bit of oil. I have olive oil in here. Okay, so here is the pork chops. I already put some over there in the other pan. And I am going to take these ones off and put them in the other pans. And then I'm going to be making the sauce in here. So these are probably a little pink in the middle, but it's going to be going into the oven, so I'm not too concerned about it. I just want that like yumminess to be like sealed inside of. Okay, so I'm leaving the burnt stuff in the bottom of the pan because, yeah, that's yummy. It has all the seasonings in it. I am scooping out the cup of Dijon mustard, and then I'm going to do half a cup of the maple syrup. We actually did this maple syrup from our own homestead. And then my son, he bottled it all up, and my other son who passed away, he actually had made the picture of that a while ago as a portrait, but then we ended up using it on our labels for that. So I'm going to stir this up and then put it on top of those. Okay, so I am just going to take what I have here and put it in each of these. Just try to even it out in between each one. This is just the mustard and the maple, and then whatever was like left over in the pan, that kind of like grease and seasonings and all this type of stuff. Yeah, so I'm giving my son and his wife this for Christmas, and I'm also giving them like pasta and boil in the bag rice and like vegetables, so they'd just be able to like make a quick meal. So this portion of it would be all set. So some things they might eat like independently, like the ones that already have the pasta in it, but where this is like a meat, they would probably end up eating that with some rice. So let's see what we got all together here. We have 5 of the meatloaves here. Then we have, this is the one with the chicken and mushroom in there. And then this has the pasta sauce and cheese. And then these are the enchilada casseroles. And then this is the maple mustard pork. So yeah, we got, how many meals is that? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 meals. Yummy.